Right now, we're in a lull with movies, so we're going to talk about a movie desert that we're currently in next on Fat Guy on Film. Hi everybody, and welcome to this episode of Fat Guy on Film. I am your host, David Human, and today I thought we would talk a little bit about the movie desert that we're in. And what I mean by movie desert is typically the beginning of the year, January, February, March, and April, typically aren't the time of year where movies come out, or at least good movies come out. So we do have some with, a few exceptions. We had Black Panther that came out last week. We have Red Sparrow, and maybe every now and again a couple good movies, but for the most part, this is not a time of year where really good movies come out. So in lieu of reviewing a movie this week, I thought I would talk about 5 movies that I'm looking forward to that are coming out this year. Number 5, Solo, a Star Wars story.
I've been running scams on the street since I was 10.
This movie stars Alden Ehrenreich, and I don't know if I pronounce his name right, Emilia Clarke, Woody Harrelson, and Donald Glover as Lando Calrissian.
I was kicked out of the flight academy for having a mind of my own. I'm gonna be a pilot. Best in the galaxy.
This movie takes place in the early days of Han Solo's life when he's kind of a young guy just barely kicked out of the Imperial Academy and is starting his life as a smuggler. It'll be interesting to see how this movie goes, and I wasn't originally super excited about this movie, but since the trailer was released at Super Bowl Sunday, I've gotten a tad more interested. This movie was directed by Ron Howard, and it is going to be released on May 25th, which happens to be the anniversary date of the original release of Star Wars: A New Hope. Number 4, Aquaman. This movie stars Jason Momoa, Amber Heard, Nicole Kidman, Willem Dafoe, Dolph Lundgren, and Luke Wilson. Yeah, Dolph Lundgren. He's still alive. Please don't come and punch me, Mr. Lundgren. You're super big. Anyway, this movie takes place before the events of Justice League, and I believe immediately after. It'll be interesting to see this world for the first time, and I never thought I would say this, but Jason Momoa actually makes Aquaman look cool. This movie has been directed by Jason Wen, who directed The Furious 7, and will be released on December 21st of this year. So it'll be cool to see this for a Christmas release. Number 3, Ant-Man and the Wasp. This movie stars Paul Rudd, Evangeline Lilly, Michael Douglas, Michelle Pfeiffer,
Oh.
Michelle Pfeiffer,
and Lawrence Fishburne.
I just have one question. When Cap needed help, if I'd asked you, would you have come?
I guess we'll never know. But if you had, you'd have never been caught.
This movie takes place following the events of Captain America: Civil War, and it features the first team up that we get of Ant-Man and Evangeline Lilly. Well, the Wasp.
Maybe you just need someone watching your back. Like a partner.
Hold on. You gave her wings?
And blasters.
So I take it you didn't have that tech available for me?
No, I did.
It'll be interesting to see how this plays out because the movie comes out after Avengers Infinity War, but apparently takes place before the events of Avengers Infinity War. So it'll be interesting to see how all of that plays out. This movie was directed by Peyton Reed, who's returning from his duties as directing Ant-Man. It'll be a lot of fun, and this movie is released July 6th. Number 2, Mission Impossible Fallout. This movie stars Tom Cruise. If you didn't know that, welcome to America.
mission. Should you choose to accept it? I wonder, did you ever choose not to? The end you always feared is coming.
Henry Cavill and Henry Cavill's mustache that kind of screwed up Justice League. Rebecca Ferguson, Simon Pegg, and Alec Baldwin. This movie pits the world against Tom Cruise again, and I don't know why they just don't trust him. He's proven himself in every other freaking Mission Impossible movie.
How many times has Hunt's government betrayed him, disavowed him, cast him aside? How long before a man like that has had enough?
Just trust Tom Cruise. I do. Anyway, this movie was directed by, I'm going to look at my notes again. This movie was directed by Christopher McQuarrie and will be released to theaters July 27th. Couple of the honorable mentions. I just didn't want to make this list super long. Tomb Raider that comes out this summer. Incredibles 2. Come on, that's going to be pretty absolutely amazing because we get the Underminer. How great is that going to be? But the number one movie that I'm super excited to see and super excited to review is Avengers Infinity War. This movie stars so many people, there's too many to list, but a few of the honorable mentions would be Robert Downey Jr., Chris Hemsworth, Chris Evans, Chris Pratt, pretty much all of the Chris's, Scarlett Johansson, Jeremy Renner. Everybody is in this movie. If you haven't seen a Marvel movie, then what the heck you're doing with your life?
There was an idea
to bring together a group of remarkable people.
to see if we could become something more.
So when they needed us, we could fight the battles
That they never could.
This movie finally pits the Avengers against Thanos, who was teased in the very first Avengers movie at the very end. It'll be exciting to see how they deal with this big old giant guy.
Dread it. Run from it. Destiny still arrives.
It's going to be amazing, and I'm super excited for this because this is the culmination of all of the Marvel movies that we've been seeing. It's been building up to this moment where Thanos comes down to the planet and basically makes things super, super bad for everyone.
Fun isn't something one considers when balancing the universe. But this does put a smile on my face.
Well, that's it for this episode, everybody. Please like and subscribe. I'm grateful for all of you that have done so far. I appreciate all of my subscribers. Again, if there's anything you would like to see me review, if there's anything that you would like to see this channel do that you're interested about, please mention it in the comments below. You can email me at fatguyonfilm@gmail.com. And you can find me on Facebook at Fat Guy on Film. This has been Fat Guy on Film, and I am David Human saying thank you for tuning in. And as always, stay hungry. Bye, everybody.